Hey everybody, it is the middle of this challenge or video series. It is December 17th, and today's video is all about Bali's gear. We have different sets of gear for different things. I'm hoping to go through most of this, and not every dog, every guide dog has the same gear, and depending on the school will depend on what they issue and what they supply. But this just happens to be the gear that I have for Bali and my working career. Um, I am wearing my guide dog shirt today since I thought it was pretty fitting for this video, but we are halfway through the video series. I hope everybody is enjoying it, and I hope you're looking forward to the videos to come. So Bali has basically one thing she wears all the time, which is her collar with her tags on it. She is currently wearing it, so I don't have it, but I do have one similar, which is this. She wears a half check Martingale collar. Hers is usually black, and it has the quick release buckle on it. This one does not have the buckle. It is clearly purple. Hers is the one she wears all the time. It was issued by the school. It is not her original collar, as they ended up trading out for a different Martingale collar probably 3 months into our partnership, because I couldn't get the half check to work very well, and either could my field rep, but I still can't, so I think it's me. That is her everyday collar. It never comes off unless I need to come off to wash it or something, which I have done. This was given to me, and although I love the color and it's really bright and I can see it, I don't like the fact that it doesn't have the quick release. So what I will use this collar for is sometimes when we go to like the Walk to End Alzheimer's and we're supposed to wear purple, I'll put this just over her normal collar because I'm not actually using her half check collar, and we do it that way. All right, so her working gear. She has a number of different pieces that she works with. Most of them, if you've followed me long enough, you've probably seen her in. But so first of all, whenever she is outside, she has her leather guide dog issued leash. This is one that does have the clip on it to bring it from a normal leash like I use to a long leash. And you use those for different things. Whenever she's guiding, I use the normal size leash, I guess. It's a double. This has been our original leash, and it's like super soft and buttery, and I just love it. And oh, this is her leash. I will put in any links that I can find to any of her gear in case any of you guys are interested in. So that is her leash. She also has her school issued guide dog harness, leather. It has the leather body piece with a chest strap. Some of the schools do have like a Y underneath their, between their legs, but Guide Dogs for the Blind does not have that. On the front, it does have Guide Dogs for the Blind like embedded into the front, and on the back strap, Guide Dogs for the Blind recently put out ones that have this white reflective piece here, although mine are kind of like dingy. They're on either side, and these have clip harnesses or handles. Previous versions of the guide dog harness, the handles did not come off, but they've now made it so that the handles can come off, which is super nice. I'm told these are so much lighter, and it is so much nicer to have a harness without a handle on when you're like in a place where you need to take off the handle and they're just sitting there. We do use an ergonomic handle, which means that my hand is in a different position than a straight handle. Guide Dogs for the Blind also has offset handles, and they are used for different reasons. Like I said, we changed out our harness handle to an ergonomic about a year after our partnership. So whenever she's guiding, of course, she is in her harness. We cannot forget the treat bag. She's very food motivated, trained under positive reinforcement, and she knows her treat bag. And if I ever missed this treat bag, she'd tell me. This is the logoed bait bag from Guide Dogs for the Blind. I got this a couple years ago, I guess, for Christmas, and I love it. It's my purse. It's my treat bag. It's everything on it. We also have a towel because she can be a smell-driven drooler and definitely need the towel. Her last piece of gear that we use anytime she is working is her gentle leader. If you've seen the pictures, she definitely wears this a lot. This one happens to be, I think, the purple one. We have black, which was issued by the school, and I also have a green one. I am looking for other colors. I don't necessarily like this purple one, but it does work for our purpose. And it is just a normal gentle leader. This one does not have the padding like the ones from Guide Dogs, which is what I really do want. But she's always in a gentle leader. Although we do have other collars we have tried in the past, this is the one that seems to work the best for us. It does not work the best for every dog, but it does work for us, and she's been in a gentle leader almost our entire partnership. Other collars. We have tried a number of other collars throughout our partnership. Probably about 2 years ago, we had a trainer come out and give us some other options for collars for her. None of them really did what the gentle leader did, and it was very apparent that the gentle leader was what we needed for our partnership. But I do have a training collar. This is a high nylon slip collar for around their ears. This does work if we're in areas we know that we've traveled for a while and the smells are less, so definitely not change of season. But I've tried using this recently, and with just our lack of going places necessarily and the wind that has picked up with the fall, she is definitely not as responsive to this as she would be with her gentle leader. This is a figure 8 collar. I think it's called like an easy 8 collar. It has the ability to have the control over their mouth and stuff like a gentle leader, but you're able to do corrections with it. I've tried this briefly. Did not have a lot of success with it, but I didn't try it a whole lot. This was just another option that we tried with her, and we were just trying to see what she would respond to and not respond to in regards to her smelling. But this is another option that is not exactly like a gentle leader, but it has the correction piece. This is her light up collar. Let's see. I don't know if it'll show. We wear this in the dark. And we bought this a couple years ago. I don't walk much in the dark. There are times where I have to go down to the mailbox during this time of the year, and I end up going in the dark, so I put this collar on her. It has been really nice. She's very reflective and people can see her. But again, I just don't go in the dark. But if I know I'm going to go in the dark where I have to like cross parking lots or walk down the street, I definitely have her light up collar on. We've also had light up dog tags, which are actually some of my favorite things because then it makes me visible too, because I can put one on me. But I just haven't used those in a while, but I do have a bunch. I should probably start using those again. But her light up collar. So before I get into like weather related gear, I just wanted to pipe up with a couple other things. I don't know if you call these gear, but I'm gonna call them gear. We do use a clicker for training. I don't always have to use the clicker, but if I'm having a big problem, I do use the clicker and was taught how to use a clicker. And we have found this really helpful, and she really responds the right way with it. So she knows what a clicker is, and she definitely knows how to respond the proper way. So we do have a clicker that we use. I do have a long line. This is a nylon leash that I think is about 10 foot, maybe longer than that. We use this when we go to the beach, when she's having sniffy time in the yard, anything that I don't need to have like full control over her, but she can go and be a dog, we have the long line, because when you go to the beach, you don't always want to bring your leather leash and have the salt get into your leather. So I always bring this, and it's been super handy. And a puppy raiser friend actually made this for me. So the next and last grouping of gear is what I would call like her weather gear. This is all gear that is specific for certain weather. I don't have one piece with me, but she does have a blue raincoat. It is actually at work, since that's the place I really need the raincoat, because I don't want her to be like really wet when we come in after a walk. If we have to walk somewhere in the rain, I also have rain gear at work. That is super handy when it is pouring down rain and I have to go to the grocery store, or I have to go down to the little mini mart down the street. She does own a winter coat. Now, we purchased this when I was volunteering for this Christmas event a lot. And I still plan on volunteering at the Christmas event, but it has just not been working out that way. Our first year working at my job, I definitely didn't want to overload myself, and I didn't know what it was gonna be. And working in the office and only having one day, it was just a lot, and I wasn't sure exactly how everything was gonna work out. And then COVID hit, and they didn't run it last year, and they're running it this year, but as a drive-through. And so I just kind of want to wait a little bit longer to see where things go. Maybe next year we'll use it. I don't necessarily need a raincoat or a winter coat for her. It doesn't get that cold, and we tend to not walk when it's that cold. But when we're standing around doing nothing, which is this Christmas event that is not heated, she definitely needs a little something else, which is what I bought this for. This does have like a fleece lining and a weatherized top to it, which is super nice in case we did walk in the snow. Like I said, which we don't walk that often in the snow, but I guess if we had to, we could. So like I said, kind of looking forward to using this at the event, but just haven't had a chance to use it yet. Bali also has a swamp cooler vest. This is made by Roughwear. This was purchased for me, which is awesome. And this is for hot weather. This is for like when we go out to events during the summer where it's really hot. I'm debating on starting to use this when we do walks during the summer, because she's not tolerating the heat very well. Basically, you douse this in water, soak it up, and then it keeps them cool. This has been really helpful the couple times I've had to use it, and it is awesome. And they do make another one which is called the Jetstream, and it's lighter in weight, and it's for different purposes, but I kind of was told that people like this one better, because I debated on buying a Jetstream, and they were saying if you already have that one, try that one first and see if that one works. So this is her swamp cooler vest. And the last thing in regards to gear is her boots. Now she does have boots for the front and the back, which are different colors so that I can tell. And she also has baby socks that we put underneath them to keep her dew claws and everything in, check. These were school issued, and these are for both hot and times when it's cold and there's de-icers on the ground. I have actually used it for both. We go to events during the summer where the pavement is really hot, and you definitely want to have foot protection that can handle the heat with their paws. And then also there were some times a couple years ago where we had to go run errands, and we knew there'd be de-icers on the concrete in front of the stores, and I didn't want to risk it not being pet friendly or bothering her feet. So we did end up putting on her boots, which she doesn't like her boots. She doesn't wear them enough, and she kind of gets pouty, but she will tolerate them if she has to wear them. These can also be used if you're going like hiking and you're going to be experiencing rough terrain, rocks or sticks, things like that, which we have not had to use it, but every time we've done something like that, I have brought them with me. These are also made by Roughwear, and for Bali, the bigger ones go in the front to accommodate her dewclaw, and the smaller ones go in the back. And typically before the summer hits, we will do some training on the boots to get her used to the boots again before it is that time. Also, just so people know what this is just a bag. It's an orange drawstring bag. I seem to have a thing with orange. And this is where I keep all of her swamp cooler and her boots, especially when I'm traveling. This is just an awesome bag to keep all of her stuff contained, and I don't have to lose it. Well, that's Bali's gear. I would say most of it is pretty standard for a working guide dog. Some of it, not so much. There's different things that people have, that people use, that are school issued or not school issued. What gear you use other than a guide dog harness and the leash and the collar is all individual, and not every dog needs everything in gear, and not every lifestyle needs everything in gear. So that is it, and I hope you enjoyed just watching Bali's gear video. All of the photos that were in here are just photos that I've taken, and I'm sure if you've seen some of those pictures, you've been able to detect some of the gear. And if you need the descriptions of any of these items, I will try to put links to anything I can find online for any of the gear through the Guide Dogs for the Blind website or through Chewy or Amazon. So I will see you in a couple days with our next video.